Hell No had a great run, but like most tag teams, Kane and I eventually went our separate ways, and I returned to pursuing my goal of winning singles titles.
I need to win the WWE Championship.
It was around this time I had a series of matches with Randy Orton that would have a much greater effect on my career than I could ever imagine. I put a lot of pressure on myself during this because Randy was really the first real top guy that I had a rivalry with. If I could do well with Randy, that puts you even to another level. I felt I had a lot to prove, which led to some very hard-hitting and physical contests. I got pretty banged up, but I was determined to fight through it and not let it slow me down. So much so that I went on to face Randy Orton in a street fight rematch on Raw.
A sold-out Raw here in Charleston, South Carolina. Daniel Bryan and Randy Orton started the night with a double disqualification, but they will settle things in the main event with a street fight.
Randy Orton called Daniel Bryan a weak link. Kane called Daniel Bryan a weak link. Bryan is here to prove that he is not a weak link.
Tall order as he faces 9-time WWE champion Randy Orton.
Witnessing a level of punishment that can only be described as severe. Vertical suplex.
Nice.
I didn't think technical wrestling wizard Daniel Bryan could hold his own in a street fight, but he's doing pretty well so far.
We're really starting to see the versatility in Bryan's repertoire here.
Yeah, but a versatile repertoire means nothing if Orton can pull off an RKO out of nowhere.
He got him good there. Leaving himself open here.
Now, guys, I can't think of a worse place for him to be right now.
Daniel Bryan has been consumed with the idea that he's a weak link due to his performances in tag team competition as of late.
Well, Bryan tends to be consumed by just about every minor annoyance, but he did take the pin in 3 straight tag team championship losses to the Shield.
And here we go now. Drops the elbow on him.
Bringing back up Daniel Bryan as a weak link. Note that he's not sorry he let Kane down when he cost Team Hell No the tag titles, or that he failed Randy Orton in their quest for the tag titles. Bryan's just thinking about himself here.
Look, Bryan may have faltered in those matches, but Bryan was also the guy who got Seth Rollins to tap out for the Shield's first ever 6-man tag team loss. He can obviously be a team player, but right now, Bryan is out to prove he's a single superstar.
Randy Orton and Daniel Bryan are both as tough as they come, and this is a matter of pride between both men. These are 2 guys you don't want to lose, especially to each other.
Look, we did see things get heated earlier tonight, but I think there's still a level of respect here. Neither is going to cheat to defeat the other. It's all about proving that you are the best.
Saxton, you were blathering about these guys being respectful, and I got to dispute you. Orton's done some despicable things to get ahead, and Bryan certainly wasn't respectful when he cashed in Money in the Bank on the Big Show. You do what you can to get ahead in this industry.
Corey, that's all in the past. The WWE Universe loves both these guys because they're all about competition, not cheating. We saw Team Hell No dissolve last week on Raw as both Kane and Daniel Bryan turned their sights towards the WWE Championship.
Step 1 in that process is beating Randy Orton. Defeating a guy of Orton's stature puts you near the front of the line for title opportunities.
Lightning fast reflexes. Solid contact from Daniel Bryan. Ouch. Going back to Kane and Daniel Bryan's breakup, it seemed cordial, but their paths could easily cross again if one of them attains the WWE Championship.
Yeah, that reminds me, Michael. Team Hell No didn't officially hug it out when they broke up. Things could be bad between Kane and Bryan. I'm not surprised that Randy Orton couldn't make it as a tag team partner for Daniel Bryan. He hasn't had the best track record with allies this year.
That's true, Byron. Orton put his neck out for the Big Show to help him and Sheamus take on the Shield at WrestleMania. That match ended with Big Show punching out both his partners.
You two gentlemen mentioned Orton's bad luck with tag partners. After Big Show's betrayal, Sheamus and Orton couldn't get along. It's a minor miracle that Orton helped Team Hell No beat the Shield.
Needless to say, I don't think we'll be seeing Orton teaming up with anyone in that locker room for quite some time after tonight.
Nicely done. It's just a matter of time now. He's in a bad spot, guys.
I wouldn't be surprised if he hightails it through the crowd. You should go with him, Byron.
A sickening thud as his body is driven to the mat.
That was brutal, and now the blood is flowing from Randy Orton's face.
Oh, wow. Randy Orton has had rage issues, and Daniel Bryan is no stranger to anger management. Who has the advantage in a twisted match like this?
There's a world of difference between how Bryan and Orton process their anger. Orton's turned it into a Hall of Fame career. Bryan suffered some of his worst losses due to his mental issues.
He's inflicting some serious pain here.
Oh boy, he is rolling.
This guy can go toe-to-toe with anybody. Oh, and he reverses it. So damaging. We're seeing two favorites of the WWE Universe battle it out here, and it's fitting that the WWE Universe voted for this to be a street fight.
The hashtags have been trending all night on social media, but the people picked a street fight over a Falls Count Anywhere and a lumberjack match. I normally disagree with the people, but they made a good call here tonight. Daniel Bryan has a major task ahead of him tonight. He's got to beat a man with just about every accolade on his resume in the form of Randy Orton.
Yeah, Corey, you're not kidding. Orton has held the Intercontinental Championship, the Tag Team Championship, he's won the Royal Rumble, and has been WWE Champion 9 times.
Oh, man, right to the arm.
Hyperextend your elbow.
We compared Randy Orton and Daniel Bryan's accolades before, and Daniel Bryan has a decent resume, too, as he's won Money in the Bank and has held the U.S. title, tag team titles, and the world title 1 time each.
That's just it, Cole. Bryan's had a taste of success. Orton's been feasting on it forever.
It's kind of a shame that Orton and Bryan are fighting tonight, and that they will also be brawling with Kane in the Money in the Bank match, since those three men are the only trio to pin or submit the Shield in a 6-man tag team match.
It's even more impressive when you consider the trios that fell to the Shield. At WrestleMania, Orton, Sheamus, and the Big Show failed. On the Raw 2 weeks after WrestleMania, Team Hell No and The Undertaker couldn't do it. Last week, Team Hell No and Orton finally beat the Shield, and in 3 weeks, they'll be fighting each other for Money in the Bank. A street fight is apropos for Daniel Bryan and Randy Orton, seen as both men will take part in a Money in the Bank ladder match in 3 weeks' time.
All the weapons we'll see Bryan and Orton sling tonight is just a prelude to the unforgiving steel ladders at play in a Money in the Bank match.
The avoidable in play.
You two brought up the upcoming Money in the Bank match. Don't forget that Kane's in that match too. I wonder if Bryan's going to be able to stay sane with so many agitating factors in play in that match.
I think Daniel Bryan will thrive, actually. He's won Money in the Bank more recently than Kane, and Randy Orton still hasn't won Money in the Bank after multiple attempts. Oh boy, he is rolling.
He's displaying classic offense here. I don't want to know what that feels like. This kind of offense he's known for. This rivalry between Daniel Bryan and Randy Orton has been simmering for weeks and looks to violently explode during this street fight.
Bryan has been determined to show he can beat Orton. Last week on Raw, Randy Orton won the match via ref stoppage when Bryan injured his arm. Bryan got a countout win 4 days later on SmackDown, but he wants a definitive win over the Viper here tonight.
We recounted Daniel Bryan and Randy Orton's matches as of late. We thought it would be settled in tonight's opening match, but they brawled to a double disqualification.
Well, you won't see a count-out, DQ, or an injury in this match. One of these guys is going to be pinned or submitted at the conclusion of this street fight.
The quick reversal there by Randy Orton. Solid contact from Daniel Bryan. Ouch. This rivalry between Daniel Bryan and Randy Orton has been simmering for weeks and looks to violently explode during this street fight.
Bryan has been determined to show he can beat Orton. Last week on Raw, Randy Orton won the match via ref stoppage when Bryan injured his arm. Bryan got a countout win 4 days later on SmackDown, but he wants a definitive win over the Viper here tonight.
We recounted Daniel Bryan and Randy Orton's matches as of late. We thought it would be settled in tonight's opening match, but they brawled to a double disqualification.
Well, you won't see a count-out, DQ, or an injury in this match. One of these guys is going to be pinned or submitted at the conclusion of this street fight.
I think this is the beginning of the end.
This is a level of destruction no one was expecting.
This one's over, guys.
Daniel Bryan has a oh, Bryan looking for it.
Locks in. What's Randy Orton gonna do?
Will the Viper tap out? Orton's in serious trouble.
Trying to drag himself to the ropes, but remember the ropes aren't gonna cause a ring here.
Guys.
Because it's a street fight. And Orton with a kendo stick.
Whoa! Repeated strikes with a kendo stick. Orton wearing the weapon out on Daniel Bryan's body.
Just what the WWE's Apex Predator needs is a weapon.
It's all perfectly legal.
Now you will find absolutely, oh my gosh, no remorse whatsoever from Randy Orton.
All the frustration inside the Viper bubbling over. Orton's like a man possessed. This won't end well.
And he's got Bryan on the second rope. Randy Orton could be closing in on a victory. Oh, vintage Orton with a DDT.
I think that's the beginning of the end, gentlemen. Randy Orton seems to be preparing to go to that place.
Randy Orton is focused. Randy Orton could be closing in on victory.
Looking for the RKO. No.
Backslide by Bryan. Shoulders are down. Orton kicks out. Now a kick by Daniel Bryan, and now kendo stick in hand. And Bryan unloading on Orton.
Bryan returning the favor.
One move after the other. It's devastating. It's all academic from here.
Success breeds success, and he's definitely having some right now.
Randy Orton's methodical attacks are starting to take their toll on the man he considers a weak link, Daniel Bryan.
Bryan's defeated many top WWE stars, but beating a guy the caliber of Orton may just be outside Daniel Bryan's level.
Looking at it a second time. What a combination. You just don't know what's coming next.
The Viper getting absolutely pounded right now. Does Orton even know where he is?
Brings down his opponent, and here it is, Corey.
The yes lock! The yes lock is applied! That should do it.
Going for something else, it seems.
I suspect he knows something that we don't, Cole. Why else would he just let him out of that hole?
He'll be feeling the effects of that for a while. That's it. It's over. It's over. The damage has been done. Executed perfectly. Look out.
The Viper getting absolutely pounded right now. Randy Orton got the worst end of that stick.
That's got to be it. Randy Orton. How about that finishing move?
The Viper strikes again. I love it.
Putting all that power to good use. Nobody comes back from this.
The Viper getting absolutely pounded right now. Does Orton even know where he is?
Daniel Bryan using the kendo stick for leverage. And Orton taps out. Randy Orton taps out.
What a win for Daniel Bryan.
Career-defining win for Daniel Bryan. Daniel Bryan with one of the biggest victories of his career.
And we knew it was going to be a physically grueling battle between Daniel Bryan and Randy Orton, and boy, does Bryan earn this.
Gotta give it up to him. Gotta give it up to Daniel Bryan.
Daniel Bryan's going to be feeling the effects of this one for some time.
Oh, hold on.
Orton offering a sign of respect.
That's what you love to see. Two great superstars, two great warriors displaying their mutual respect for each other.